So what you need to do is go to SoundTrap and create a personal account. Now there's educational accounts and personal accounts. Personal accounts you can use free for I think 30 days, and that's what we're going to do. If we were going to use this more, I would have you sign up for the educational one. It's free, as long as you're using it as school email. Um, and then we could also collaborate. But for this activity, it's only 1 week. We'll use the personal free version. So click on login or get started, either one. Now, I've already created an account with this account that I'm using. But when you use login or create it with your Google account, and I'm going to use this one. And again, use your password for Google, get started. Now, since I've already created it, it's not going to step me through. The first time it's going to ask you to allow permission to make connections between your Google account and this. And so you need to click allow when that comes up. So now that you're in here, again, look around at the platform where, right now it says premium member. That's for, I think, 30 days. Maybe it's 7 days. I'm not really sure. But enough for this week's activity. You can click on edit, and I like to do this because under the privacy, I turned off messages because sometimes you get really weird messages from people you don't know in these accounts. I'm going to hit save, and also under notifications, again, if I click on my profile at the top or edit your profile, and you go to notifications, you can just, again, turn them all off. We're not collaborating with anybody. I turned off all the social media and then hit save. So you're not going to be getting any just spam from people. If you're going to use this a lot, you might turn it back on. But for now, I think that's good. So now what you want to do, I have projects that are in, so I don't have anything in you can make project folders, make a new folder, and you can organize things. But since we're only doing one, just go to the studio. And the studio, again, it's like an editor. Templates come up. Now you could use a demo template, but it's more confusing because they're full of tracks. You don't really know where things are. So to get started, just click on a blank template. There's no tracks here. It's just, there's nothing. So here you can actually click on add a new track. And so now there's music you can add. Now, if you're a musician, you'll be one step ahead of me because I'm not a musician. So I'm really not that familiar with some of these things, but you can bring in preset sounds from all of these into a different track. But we're going to click on voice and microphones because we're going to record ourselves speaking. What you record is up to you. I essentially wrote a poem. I'm going to read it. You could read anything in a newspaper, a book, just a line in a book, or tell a joke, whatever you feel you want to say. So now again, I'm using the voice, and I don't need to, it has computer. I'll just leave it the free, again, the free option that it has here. And you can tell it's a recorder there. And down the bottom, again, here's the master volume. There's the time. Here's a record button. And I'm going to hit record. But first I want to make sure I have my poem set up. I have it on another page. I guess I don't. Here, I'll just use this one, I guess. And okay, I'll read that. So I have it set up. And now I'm going back here. I'm going to hit record. And get ready. He took the Irish exit, left without goodbyes, slipped out without a word, no last call, no last smiles. He took the Irish exit and left us all behind, quietly without notice, like memory lost in time. So I'm going to hit stop. So it was like 20 seconds, and I could replay it back. Well, I can't now what you want to do is, it's kind of confusing. I played it back, but it's over here. So I'm going to scrub it to the beginning and then play it. He took the Irish exit. It sounds okay. So I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to close this. So there's the soundtrack. And again, you can scrub over this way and that. Here's the place. Now, there was a lot of lead time in the beginning, and I might want to get rid of it. So I put this little placer there, and I'm going to right click. Well, actually right click. What? There. There. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I think I need a first, well, let's hit edit. Fade. Oh, I see. It can fade in, fade out. So I'm going to fade it in, which is okay. I could also scrunch that down to get rid of the end. So it cleaned it up a little. Now I'm going to add another track. Again, if I wanted to record more, you could click here. Make sure you're on the, make sure you're in the record mode. I'm going to add a new track. And so say I want to add just some music, but instead of those, I'm going to hit the loop library. There's some pre-made sounds that you could just drag in. You don't have to make your own. And again, there's featured. I'm going to close the featured and choose the filter. And down here, you've got different genres. So say I want some rhythm and blues, and then close that up. And so here we are. And again, you can listen to it. And acoustics, I don't know. Premium, premium only. Well, you have premium for a few days, but so say I'll try something else. So I didn't want that one. Again, just to get used to all the features, just play around with it. Close. Yeah, it's a little, whatever. It takes a while to find the right one. So I'm just going to just pull that in. So say I drag that into this track. Whoop, there we go. And there it is. Now it's looped. That means there's 4 of them, but I don't want all those. So I'm just going to drag it over there. Just use a little of it and even less. So you can minimize it. So I have a little intro music. I'm going to hit, again, play. He took the Irish. Yeah, it's a really terrible music to go with it, but so I'm going to actually get rid of it. And I'll work on finding another one at a future time. For now, again, you can play with that or make your own music if you know how to do it yourself. So close that. And now I'm going to hit save. Now the default was eSong. Now I don't really want that as the title. So after it's done saving, I can change the name of that too. So it takes a little while, so I'm just going to pause it. So here I'm going to edit the title. I'm going to click next to the one they have there, and I'm just going to call it the name of my poem, but you can name yours whatever makes sense to you. Demo. So I've renamed it. I've saved it. Save it again, and so I'm going to hit save again. So there we are. Now it's ready for download. So I'm going to hit file, and I've already saved it. Now I can download it directly as an MP3, but I don't really want to do that because I want I want to get the link and I want to get the embed code. I don't want to just have a file sitting there. So here I have my file. Now if I go back to my profile, and to get back to your profile, you can exit to profile right there. And in your profile, you'll see all of the recordings that you have made. So under this account, I have right here, the Irish exit demo that I just made. Now it's private. So instead of private, you're going to have to make it public so all of us could see it. So I'm going to click on those 3 little bars. I'm going to hit make it public. Click make it public. Now this right now, I don't want to share it using this. So I'm just going to hit just don't show that again. So I have another one that I did. This is the second one. So now here it comes looking like this. And if I click on share, but before I do that, again, you can always go back to the project to edit it. You can invite others, previous version, make it private again, but I don't want to do that right now. I could download it as an MP3 right here, or I could click on share. Now this is where it gets tricky. Now the link, if you copy this link, this is where we could copy that, and you could paste that somewhere where people could access it. You could also use the icons up here. Now, if I go to Google+, this is one way to share it to our Google+ community. You could click on that as well. But right now, the account I'm using isn't a member of our private community, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to copy that URL, and I'll pretend that I'm this account. So now, if again you click on here and click on the little link button and share it through here. So this is how you could share it to the Google+ community. Again, it's a week 6 example, and hit post and pick week 6. And now people will be able to click on it. Now, when they click on it, it's actually going to go to the profile of the SoundTrap, and they'll be able to play it here. So that's sharing it to the community. But now, this is the tricky step. I want to be able to have it in your blogs. So this is this account's blog. There's nothing there, but I want it to play right in the blog. And for that to happen, it needs to have an embed code. And so far in SoundTrap, I haven't found a way to get the embed code directly. Now, embed codes are different than just a link, as we've known. One way to do that is to click right here. See, well, let me go back to show you how to get there. I clicked on the share button. This is called SoundCloud. Now, SoundCloud is another tool. It's free, where you could host, and it's sort of like a social network for music. And you could upload music, you can give people feedback, and you could listen to other people's music. So I've already got an account with this. I'm using the Ethan Allen account, but I've already created a SoundCloud account. So I'm just going to see connect and continue. But if you haven't, just create one using your Google account. Again, it's pretty simple to do. So I'm going to log in, and what it's doing, it's uploading this file to another host. And it sounds a little confusing, but it's just a simple way to get a really nice embed code. I'm going to pause for another minute. Okay, so it says it's done. So now I'm going to hit check it out. So it's going to bring me to SoundCloud, and it's going to show me, again, I'm in SoundCloud. Don't confuse it with SoundTrap. And there it is. It's playing. He took the Irish. It's playing exit. And again, I think I used the wrong audio recorder in SoundTrap because it's got kind of an echo. So I might go back and redo it and just use a clean version instead of that reverberating one, because I don't like the sound of it. But I should have checked that out before I did this. But so essentially, I'm in SoundCloud. I need to get and see, it's the interface here. See how it's more social. And right here, if you click on share or more, actually go to share, click on share. And then here I have the embed, and I'm going to copy the embed code. Control C. Next step, I've logged into blogger.com. I've created, I don't want to close that. Okay, I'm logged in. I'm going to make a new post. Yes, log in again. I must have logged out. And now that I'm making a new post, I'm going to call it again week 6, week number 6, audio recording. Now I've copied that embed code. Now see these two options, compose and HTML, there's two. If you just hit compose, then it's not going to work. You need to hit the code, the HTML code, because it's code. And now if I go back to compose, you'll see what it did. It just embedded that whole audio recording. If people click on it, it plays right there in my blog. So I'm going to hit publish, and I'll go to view my blog, and this is what people see. They'll see that sound recording and whatever image I had with it, and they can play it right in my blog, which is really a nice feature to have. Let me show you one little tip. Back in SoundTrap, if I clicked on, where did it go? I forgot. Let's see. It was to change the image that goes with it. And let me try open projects. I'm pretty sure it was I don't think it was in the project, but I'll go back and change it. Oh, I know where it was. Let's see. If I go back to my profile. This was, okay, in my projects, this is where it was. If I click on this one and I go to cover photo, this is where I got the photo. So it's not just using your profile photo from your account. You can put a photo to go with your sound that you just made. So I'm picking photos from my downloads folder. Let's see, here's one in Ireland. I'll use this one. Sort of matches it. And then hit save. So now that one, let's see if it actually changes it everywhere. Let's try. I'm not sure it does. So let's go back. We'll close this. Again, it may be a little confusing at first, but I think the more you play around with it, the better. So maybe I'll just upload a different image for this too. And see if that follows through. I'm not worried about the images as much, just as long as you can record something, you can figure out how to embed it into your blog, how to share it in our community. So let's just refresh this, see if that comes up. Well, it's probably using the old embed code, but see how to use the three things. So again, we're using SoundTrap to record. We've shared it to SoundCloud to get the embed code, and we've embedded it into our blog. Let me close that. Our blog post, so people can play it right there. So if you get stuck, again, ask for help. Use the help menus in all of these accounts as well, and have fun with it.